Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Tracy Mayhew and I write contemporary romances set here in the UK and YA fantasy fiction based on myths and legends. So today's video is going to be all about my 2025 goals, and I will be covering my author goals, some of my business goals and my goals for YouTube for this year. This video is going to be part of a collaboration playlist with other authortubers as well, so I will leave a link to that playlist in the description box below if you want to go and check out the rest of the videos in this series. I highly encourage you to do so. They're all really interesting videos, and it's always good to see what other authors are planning for the year as well. Right then, so let's kick off my 2025 goals. Well, first and foremost, my major goal is for Q1 is to finish Bella Notte, at least the first draft, not necessarily publish it, although I do have a tentative publication date in mind. I'm not going to mention it here just because I don't want to put it out there and then have to backtrack if it doesn't pan out the way I envisage it. But my first goal is to finish the first draft of Bella Notte. I started it last year I started writing it, I think, in November, but then when December came around, Christmas started taking over, things started happening, I went into hospital, it just didn't get finished. So I'm at chapter 7, I think. I reread what I've written last night, and I'm pretty happy with where I am, so I hope to start writing again tomorrow. And yeah, I have a writing schedule planned out, mapped out, and I do anticipate I will be finishing this story by the end of January, at least the first draft. So fingers crossed that happens. I'm also this month starting to reread The Rising Storm, which is the second book in my Viking Saga series, because another major writing goal this year is to finally start book 3 of that series. The final book in that series needs to be started. I had hoped to start it last November, but I couldn't get into the story, I couldn't find the right words, I just wasn't in a good place to start writing that. So I'm hoping that once Bella Notte is out of the way, come the 1st of February, I might be able to start planning and thinking about that story and dedicating more time to that story and really immersing myself in that world. So that then I can start writing book 3 of that series in April time. I'm anticipating a kind of April start to actually maybe starting the first draft of that novel. So that's kind of like where I am with my writing goals. So my writing goals: finish Bella Notte, reread The Rising Storm, and start the third and final book in the Viking Saga trilogy saga. I also intend to make some paperbacks, because the last few books that I've published, The Rising Storm, Not Just for Christmas, and Lessons in Love, they've all come out on ebook, but I haven't done the paperbacks for those. And I really want to get the paperbacks for those ready, because part of my business goals is to start doing some in-person author events like craft fairs, book fairs, craft markets, that kind of thing. And I've already booked my first craft market for July. I thought I'd go further into the year to get certain things out of the way, maybe start writing book 3 of the Viking Saga, publish Bella Notte, so that's all out of the way. And then it would give me enough time to kind of get my head around the stuff that I need to prepare in order to get ready for this in-person event. So that's going to be happening in July. So I will need to have paperbacks ready by then, before then, obviously, so that I can order in those copies. So that's fired me up for that, because I've been meaning to get paperbacks for Not Just for Christmas and The Rising Storm in particular for a while now. They've been out for at least a year. Lessons in Love not been out quite so long, but again, it's nearing 6 months, I guess, now. So I really do need to get a move on with those paperbacks. So this has given me the impetus I need, I think. So yeah. And then YouTube plans for 2025. I started a couple of series last year, Behind the Writing Desk and the How I Write a Book series, both of which are kind of abandoned towards the end of last year because of illness and things not panning out so well. I didn't have the energy to kind of sit down and plan, particularly for the How I Write a Book series. I didn't have the energy to sit down and plan those kind of videos. So I hope to pick both of those series up by, well, this as soon as possible. My next How I Write video is coming next week, and I plan to do regular updates for Behind the Writing Desk as well. But obviously my priority is writing and finishing the book rather than videoing the vlog. So Behind the Writing Desk, although I do intend to keep posting for those videos, they may not have such a regular schedule as my other videos. They will just come as and when I can film them, as and when I have the energy to film them and things like that. So keep an eye out for both of those series. I do intend to continue posting on a weekly basis as much as I'm able to on YouTube. Yeah, so those series I am returning to, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the How I Write a Book series. I was enjoying writing those, doing those videos and getting those kind of advice videos out there. I don't know if any of you found them interesting. Let me know in the comments if you do. Also let me know if there is anything in particular you would like to see in that series about writing a book, and I will see if I can, make that part of the series as well. So if there's any aspect of writing a book that you are unsure about, or if you want some information on, please let me know, and I will try to create a video about that if I'm able to. And lastly, and maybe I should have mentioned this before the YouTube goals, because this is to do with some business stuff. I intend to further my knowledge about Facebook ads, and maybe I'm not sure about Amazon ads, but definitely Facebook ads. I've got a few courses that I found last year that I never got around to taking, so I'm looking to further my knowledge in those, and maybe get the word out, get some adverts out about some of my books, so that I can start selling more books in 2025 as well. They are my goals as I see them at the moment. I work my goals, although they are sort of like a yearly overview. I do break my goals down into quarters. So I like this quarter I have certain goals from January to March, and then I will be doing certain other goals for the next quarter, etc., etc. And what I might do is a similar video to this every quarter. I'm not going to do one for January to March for Q1 because I've already done this video. But for Q2, if I feel like there's enough to talk about, I may do a Q2, what are my goals for Q2 video and things like that. So keep an eye out for that as well. Let me know if that's something you might be interested in. I'm not going to be doing a January TBR video, what am I reading video for January, because my reading is The Rising Storm. So that series of videos will pick up again in February, by which time I hope to finish The Rising Storm and be ready to start planning the third book in that series. And then I will be back on my usual reading for enjoyment and pleasure rather than reading because I want to catch up on my Viking Saga series. So yeah, I will be bringing you a TBR video next month. So again, keep an eye out for that. I got really awesome books to read this year. Maybe I should talk about my reading goals actually. I have quite a lot of fantasy books that I want to read. And I have some historical fiction books that I'm interested in reading, and quite a few non-fiction books that I'm also interested in reading. So yeah, I'll be really interested to share those books with you as well. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to check out the rest of the playlist linked below, as I said before, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. So until next time, have a good week. Bye.